week 3 of training for the Warwickshire Bear Ultra. Out getting a nice little run in today. Get some miles on the board. Lovely. Back out on the canals, second run of the week. Let's do this. I have ditched my trusty snud. Well, obviously I have more than one. I'm not disgusting and just wear the same one on every run of the week. But I wear a snud when I run for two main reasons. One fairly obvious one, to catch the sweat coming off my head, nice and disgusting. Second reason is it helps to hold my glasses in place when I run. So you've probably seen on the videos that sometimes I'll do this, pushing them back up. However, that isn't actually as often as it is when I run without a snud. So today I'm testing out a visor when running for the first time. Never run with one before, but warmer weather and need to let my head breathe because I hate running with a cap on and my head just feels horribly warm. However, with the sun, I was finding as well that I could do with the shade to be able to see properly. So I had a look on Amazon, picked up this cheap but very fancy and stylish, and in keeping with my style, oddly, visor. So I'm just over 3 miles in now to a run that I'm aiming to get at least 12 in today, but we'll see. Very much depends on timing wise with picking the kids up. But yeah, 3 miles in, just over, and visor's obviously doing great for shade from the sun. Doing an average job on the sweat front, but in terms of keeping my glasses up, it's woeful. I have to push them up so often. I'm actually considering next time I need to wear the visor because of the sun, trying it out with the snud underneath and seeing how warm that is, because if it's not too warm and it still does the job, could be onto a winner there. Might be a thought. Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday this week, so no runs on any of those 3 days, and to be honest, various reasons, some good, some not so good, by which I mean that Thursday yesterday was just a case of, by the time that the kids were in bed and I hadn't eaten, it was about 7:45 on the night and my mind just got the better of me. I thought you could go out now and get some miles in, but you haven't eaten, so it'll be late when you eat and you'll have less time to chill. So that was most definitely the mind one yesterday, and it shouldn't have done really, because again it was that whole me thinking you got 30 miles left to run this week, you need to get out and get some good long miles in, rather than just thinking get out, even if it's only three less you've got to do, 10% of the way there. And it's great on reflection thinking that, but just got to get into that mindset when it happens. Tuesday was genuinely I felt quite tired. I think my hay fever starting to kick in made me quite lethargic, and Wednesday was a very similar sort of thing. So yeah, odd one so far this week. Rather foolishly on my part, didn't bother bringing any fluids along on today's run. Bit silly, I know. But I always get into this mantra of trying to stretch myself as much as possible in terms of fluid and nutrition, to see how far I can go, really. Obviously trying to build up as much endurance and tolerance as possible. However, as I said, foolish of me today, given that, as you can probably see, and I've already made mention to, it's warm today. It is sunny. I mean, it's 5:10 in the evening. I don't know the temperature, but I am parched. So, come off the canal, just coming up to about 9 miles, heading vaguely in the direction of the kids' school, just so that I'm around and about, ready to pick them up. But I know that on the way there is a superstore, and I think a few corner shops, and I might actually pop in to one. You could hear it then, pop. Yeah, pop in and get a drink. I think that's a shout. Right, 10 miles in now. This has been such a funny run. Probably going to call it slightly short of the 12 that I wanted, but hey ho, it is what it is. I'm not too concerned. Part of the reason why I'm thinking about calling it short, aside from obviously being close to the kids, is, and I know this is horrible, my nipples have just started chafing something rotten. Didn't even think about it. Very rarely get it these days. But when I'm heading out for a race, I will usually put Vaseline on. TMI again, I know. But didn't even think of it today. And here we go with it being warm. I suppose it was inevitable, and me just not thinking it through enough. The trials and tribulations of running in the sun, eh? Ah well. Run number 3 of the week, and shockingly drawn back to the canals again. I think the nice weather really does attract me to them, because the views are so much nicer than just running on the roads. So I've got to get either a 10 or a 9 in tonight to make sure that I'm still on track to hit this week's target. Obviously sounding a little bit out of breath at the moment, probably pushing it a bit more than I should be, but also busy day. Done some productive stuff around the house. It's 7:30 at night now. My hay fever has definitely kicked in, royally today. Even with my prescription antihistamines, I had some killer sneezing fits earlier. So chest's a little bit tighter than usual, but I'm hoping the run will help loosen that up, to be honest. See how it goes. After yesterday's fun and games on the run with being really parched due to the lack of fluids, I have come prepared today. Look at that. So sorted on that front, and also with the chafing, I am sorted on that front as well. I've made sure to Vaseline up before I left the house, so it should all be good. Next Sunday I have actually got a race in the calendar, although I really hate calling them races because the only person I'm ever going out to race against is myself, or a PB, or obviously new distance covered, etc. But I also don't like calling them events. That sounds just as weird. But anyway, it's the Royal Sutton Fun Run that myself and my best mate Dave run every year. We started back in 2017, and it was actually the thing that got us both back into running, and made it a more permanent fixture. The only one that we missed, but technically we didn't miss because everybody did, was the 2021 that got cancelled because of that lovely thing, please note the sarcasm, called COVID. And actually, thinking about it just now, I think the 2021 fun run also got cancelled for the same reason. So I think last year was the first one back since 2019. Thanks for that, Flo. So looking forward to that. Always enjoy doing it. 8.5 miles, and it is what it says in the name. It's a fun run. Obviously, each year we do try to make sure that we better ourselves from the year before, but it's one of those where it's not essential in order to enjoy it. It's just nice getting out and doing a run with Dave in the first place, but secondly, the course is really nice, the support's great, and it is just general, as I said, fun. Just coming up to the end of Saturday's run, having a nice little walk to cool down as I head towards home, and a nice shower and some lovely dinner because I haven't eaten yet. Looking forward to that, and hopefully a nice chill because obviously it's Saturday evening. It's only 9:05 and I'm not that old yet that I'm going to be in bed by 10, he says. But yeah, that was a strange run. That had parts of that where really had to fight the mental battle, and I don't know why. Legs were fine largely, apart from left foot went a bit funny at one point when I went through the woodland and caught it ever so slightly funny. Other than that, yeah, today 3 weeks into training block now, third build week. I know obviously that the first week did not go anywhere near the way that it should have done, miles wise, etc, etc, and second week didn't hit the distance target, but you know, still to say I went from running near enough nothing to what I'm running now, the legs are feeling good. A bit stiff when I woke up this morning, which was odd and did worry me a bit. Thought, oh, okay, we've been fine. Rest of the day, been fine on the run then. So yeah, just an odd one, a big mental battle. However, got the 10 done, got just over the 10 done in the end, which means that just under 9 to do tomorrow to hit the distance, which a bit longer than I would have liked. However, not the end of the world. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Sunday, 4th and final run of the week, and I'm out. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening now, and it's quite cool comparatively to the past few days, which is lovely. Definitely appreciative of the nice breeze that's going on at the moment. Seems to have been a week of trying out a few new things on runs, so I don't know whether you can see, but I've purchased some bone conducting headphones to give a go on this run. Most runs I do without music nowadays, but thought bone conducting headphones, that way I can have them on, be ready if I do get a call, but obviously you can still hear what's going on, and if I choose to I can listen to music, and it's far less intrusive than if I've got over-the-ear headphones on, which is what I usually have. I can't wear in-ear headphones anymore. My hearing's not great as it is, and in-ear headphones really aggravate me and make my hearing terrible for a few days after using them, even for short periods of time. So these should be ideal, and I've got to say, so far so good. Got some music on right now, bit of Bring Me the Horizon, but can still hear everything that's going on around me, and hopefully I'm not shouting too much whilst recording this. So yeah, quite impressed with them so far. Odd sensation to begin with, but enjoying them. Let's get back to this run. So, funny story, I turned down one road thinking it'd lead me one way and thinking, great, I missed a fairly steep hill by doing this. Realised I hadn't got a clue where I was going, and look what I'm having to do now. A hill that's even steeper than the one I tried to avoid. Sod's law, isn't it? Just wanted to give a little bit of love to the route that I'm currently running. There's absolutely nothing special about it. I mean, it's pretty much all road running, which I know a lot of people look down on road running, don't agree with that myself. Love the trails, prefer to run on trails all day long. So much more peaceful, beautiful, just good for the soul. However, shouldn't off-road run in my opinion, because I struggle to get out on the trails, more due to time commitments than anything, because our nearest like proper trails where I could do a decent length run is quite far out, so it's one of those. So this route is it's roughly about a 9-mile loop, which I devised last year when training for the North Downs Way 50, so that I'd got a solid, decent length route. Just down a bit of a walk because this hill is quite a big one. Do run up it usually, but not quite there with the fitness levels yet, I don't think. No, what it is about it, I just love it. Every time I run this route, really enjoy it. I don't know whether it's because it potentially takes me back to last year. I remember it was probably one of the first times really where I had that. I just ran 9 miles on a route that I devised that's got some decent elevation, etc. in, and I've ran it with a good degree of ease. And then obviously the more I ran it, the easier it got, and to a degree the quicker I got, I believe. So it could be that, but yeah, I just always like getting out on this one. I just wanted to do a couple of quick shout outs, more just because I know they'll appreciate it. One to my brother Alex, because I know he's been A, watching the videos, and B, he's quite knowledgeable, to say the least, in YouTube, video editing, etc. So really appreciate his advice. Thanks, bro. But also a shout out to my 2 biggest fans, who are of course Ruben and Ava Lily. I know you really enjoy watching videos with Daddy and Uncle Alex's videos when we watch his, so thank you for watching them. I love you both. Yes, get in there. So that is this week's weekly distance target hit, and I am so happy with that. I am definitely going to be celebrating the small wins on this journey. So if you did enjoy this video, please drop it a like and subscribe to see future ones. Thank you very much.